Pass this jobs bill. You should pass it right away. Pass this jobs bill. Pass this bill. Pass this jobs bill. Pass this bill. Pass this jobs bill. You should pass it again. Right away. Pass this jobs bill. You should pass this bill right away. You should pass it. And I intend to take that message to every corner of this country.
I think he wants them to pass the bill. He said it 17 times. We counted, and our panel is here to grade the president on style and substance, of course. Louisiana Congressman Bill Cassidy, pollster Chris St. Hilaire. He's the author of 27 Powers of Persuasion, and Democratic strategist Christopher Hahn. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. Congressman, let me start with you. In terms of substance, what you heard the president say last night about jobs, what grade do you give him?
Oh, he gets an incomplete. He started off really channeling the American people's angst. And he gave up some things, infrastructure we all wanted, says that it's paid for. But did you hear any details? And we heard a speech that sounded remarkably like other speeches, but that did not accomplish the goals that he says this one will do so.
And he says that he will release the details on September 19th, that he didn't want to do that in front of this 33-minute or whatever it was speech last night. But what did you think, Chris, about the substance of what he said?
Well, and that's part of the reason for the incomplete. But overall, I'd give him a D. I think what you got was a bait and switch.
I like the whiteboard.
Here you go.
So you got a D on substance, but why is that? I mean, he talked about things that Republicans have actually been calling for in terms of payroll, tax cuts, infrastructure spending. So why a D?
Well, in small business tax decreases and tax credits. So in one sentence he says he wants to help small businesses, and in the next sentence he says he's going to pay for this plan by increasing taxes on the job creators in America. So you have a bait and switch, because in one sentence he says he wants to lower taxes, and another he says he wants to raise them.
Christopher Hahn, hold up your...
You know what? You guys watched a different speech. I give him a B. And there was nothing in this speech that these guys shouldn't like. There was tax reforms, not tax increases. Republicans have been calling to flatten the tax code for a generation now. It's time for them to stand up and do it. The president's calling for jobs, for infrastructure improvements, for fixing schools, for hiring cops and teachers and firefighters. These are things Republicans have stood for generations. I am surprised and shocked that anyone in the Republican Party would oppose that. Now, I give him a B because I would have liked to see the complete details of what he was going to do, and I also would have made it larger. I would have done a bigger plan. I would have spent more money on infrastructure. And I don't think stimulus is a dirty word. I know some of these guys might say stimulus is a dirty word, but I think it.
The White House says it's a dirty word. They don't use it in their speeches anymore.
The fact is, when all you're doing is borrowing money from other countries to do all these things, it's not sustainable.
He says he's going to pay for it.
And we see this with the stimulus. It's not been sustainable.
Congressman, if he says he's going to pay for it and he shows that he can pay for it, will you support it?
Well, if we see the details, but why is he holding up the details?
But if it's there, the details are going to be there in a week. If the details are there and he says he's going to pay for it,
hang on. He says he's going to pay for it through a tax increase. He's never going to get through
a tax reform.
Not right now, as we just heard Gene Sperling say. But Congressman, I want to ask you what you thought about in terms of style, because some people say that it was his most sort of impassioned or direct-sounding speech. Write down what you gave for the president in terms of delivery. What did you think, Congressman?
In terms of delivery, he gets a C. Because clearly the guy speaks well. He raises his voice, he pauses, he inflects. On the other hand, the whole time he's speaking, you're thinking to yourself, I've heard this before. He never got us to transcend the fact that we had heard it so many times before.
Okay, Chris and Chris, hold up yours simultaneously. A B and an A. Okay, not bad. Chris, you even liked his style.
I give him a little B. I give him a little B because he is the style over substance president, and you've got to give him credit. He does give a good speech. In fact, 64%.
This is the TV.
Your A.
The TV age. You got to be forceful. He was forceful. He was strong. We want to see more of that. No more no drama.
Political
Obama.
panel. Thanks so much.
Him.
We'll be back in 2 minutes. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.